it's gonna all suck.
This is a piece of crap.
Please don't hesitate to like. Bruce Lee, the pioneer of martial arts films, actually played a female role in his first character, Bruce Lee. He was not only an outstanding martial artist, but also a pioneer and iconic figure in martial arts cinema. Bruce Lee's career went from child star to global icon. His films topped box offices: Enter the Dragon first, The Way of the Dragon third, and The Chinese Connection sixth in 2005. The stage design and box office performance have both made it a champion in the global market for Chinese language films. Even though Bruce Lee only made 4.5 films, each of them was a massive hit internationally. In the UK, when they selected the top 10 greatest martial arts films of all time, Bruce Lee dominated the list with 3 films. Enter the Dragon ranked first, The Way of the Dragon was third, and The Chinese Connection was 6th in 2005. British media selected the top 5 action heroes in cinema history, and Bruce Lee made the list. He is the only Chinese film hero. In 2009, an international authoritative magazine selected 67 films that changed the world. Enter the Dragon ranked first in martial arts films. Bruce Lee's film career was brilliant. In 2018, an international data website selected the greatest 10 martial arts films in the world through fan voting. Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon is still number 1. Bruce Lee's film and television career was short, but brilliant. His box office performance and influence are undeniable. His acting journey can be roughly divided into 4 stages. 1. The child star phase. 2. The early rise in the American film industry. 3. The development phase back in Hong Kong during the rise of Hong Kong cinema. 4. The Hollywood legend phase, marking Bruce Lee's international breakthrough. The first stage, the child star phase, marks the beginning of Bruce Lee's acting career. At just 3 months old, she made her debut in the Cantonese film Golden Gate Girl, playing the young Wang Lailu. Between 1941 and 1950, she appeared in several films, including Dreaming of Xishe, Rich Floating Clouds, Fan Lihua, Blossoms on the Branches, and Little Road Xiang. These early performances laid a solid foundation for her future acting career. In the 1950 film The Kid, Xi Luxiang, Bruce Lee played the lead role of Xi Luxiang. This film is one of Bruce Lee's breakout roles, and also his first movie as a lead actor. Xi Luxiang is an orphan whose parents died early, and he is raised by his uncle, Mr. Yi Qiushui, who is unable to afford his education. So, he had no choice but to set up a small street stall renting out comics for him to watch over. Through this, Xi Luxiang met the chivalrous gang leader, Fei Dao Li. Although Xi Luxiang is just an orphan, he does not feel inferior or self-pitying. Instead, he is eager to fight for justice. He joins Fei Dao Li in robberies, delivering lines like, "If the rich don't steal, who will? Bruce. Who else would those rich and unkind people steal from if not him?" Bruce Lee's acting skills were fully demonstrated. He portrays the small-time thief who is unwilling to accept poverty yet still has a conscience, with vivid realism. The film is a true reflection of the poverty in Hong Kong in the early 1950s. Xi Luxiang's actions and lines resonated deeply with the lower-class people of Hong Kong. The Kid is not only Bruce Lee's breakout film, but also an important starting point in his acting career. This movie showcases his talent and potential as an actor. It laid the foundation for his later film career. Bruce Lee's performance in the film received widespread acclaim from both audiences and critics. This made him a quite popular child star. In the 1957 film Thunderstorm, Lei Yu, Bruce Lee played the role of Zhou Chong. This film is adapted from Chow Yu's classic play Thunderstorm. Bruce Lee played the role of the second young master, Zhou Chong, in this film. His performance in Thunderstorm showcased his potential as an actor. Even though he was still very young at the time, he was already able to grasp the emotions and personality of the character very well. His performance was natural and sincere, and he successfully portrayed the image of a young man influenced by bestial thoughts. It left a deep impression on the audience, marking an important role in his early acting career. Although this character is not the main role in the play, Bruce Lee's outstanding performance laid the foundation for his future film career. Through this role, the audience saw that Bruce Lee not only had talent in martial arts, but also possessed great potential in acting. The Green Hornet is not only one of Bruce Lee's early cameo works, but also one of the few pieces where he showcased his dancing talent. Even though he had limited screen time in the film, but this cha-cha dance performance showcased his versatility. The second stage is when the American film industry began to show its brilliance. Bruce Lee's rise to fame began with his role as Kato in The Green Hornet, showcasing his martial arts skills and impacting film culture. Its influence is not limited to the martial arts world, but has also left a deep mark in the fields of film and culture. Bruce Lee's acting career started with his role in the TV series The Green Hornet. In this show, he played Kato, an assistant. Though a supporting role, Bruce Lee's performance and martial arts quickly gained attention. Despite few lines, his action scenes stole the show, making him famous. The Green Hornet aired in 1966. Even though he had few lines, his action scenes stole the show, making him a household name in America. This TV series was later edited into a movie and released in the US after Bruce Lee's passing. The Green Hornet is a television series that aired on American TV in 1966. The series consists of 26 episodes, each about 30 minutes long, and is a TV show that combines action and crime elements. The Green Hornet tells the story of Britt Reed. He is a wealthy publisher who runs a newspaper during the day. At night, he transforms into the Green Hornet, fighting crime alongside his assistant Kato, played by Bruce Lee. The identity of the Green Hornet is a secret, known only to a few of his trusted associates. To commemorate Bruce Lee, Hollywood producers edited the 1966 series, The Green Hornet, into a movie version, and it was released across the US. This movie version of The Green Hornet brought Bruce Lee's performance back to the big screen. This further solidified his international fame. In 2011, the Chinese music superstar Jay Chou played the role of Kato in the Hollywood film The Green Hornet. This character was originally portrayed by Bruce Lee in the 1966 TV series. Jay Chou's performance not only showcased his impressive martial arts skills, but also infused humor and personality into the role. This made the character more three-dimensional and interesting. His performance received attention and praise from audiences around the world. It also breathed new life into the classic character of the Green Hornet. Bruce Lee made a guest appearance as Kato, the assistant to the Green Hornet, in the 1966 TV series Batman. This was not the movie version, but the TV series version, and at that time, Bruce Lee had just finished filming The Green Hornet. To promote The Green Hornet, he and the lead actor of The Green Hornet made guest appearances in 2 episodes of Batman. Although The Green Hornet's ratings were not ideal, Bruce Lee's outstanding performance in the show made him a household name in America. In Batman, Bruce Lee's character Kato has a fight scene with Batman and Robin. The original script had Kato and the Green Hornet losing to Batman and Robin, but Bruce Lee refused to accept that arrangement. In the end, the script was modified so that neither side would win or lose during the filming. Bruce Lee's skills were truly eye-catching. He first kicked Robin down and then delivered a punch that showcased his exceptional martial arts techniques. Although Bruce Lee's guest appearance in Batman was brief, his performance left a lasting impression on the audience. He first kicked Robin down and then delivered a punch that showcased his exceptional martial arts skills. Bruce Lee's brief role in Batman impressed. His agile moves stole the show, highlighting his martial arts talent. His agile punches and movements really stole the show in the series. Even though he was a supporting character, he overshadowed the main leads. This guest appearance not only showcased Bruce Lee's martial arts talent, but also laid the foundation for his future film career. In the 1967 TV series, The Invincible Iron Detective, Bruce Lee made a guest appearance in a role. The show tells the story of a detective who, after being injured and disabled, continues to lead a special police force and fight crime alongside his team. Although Bruce Lee's performance in the show was brief, his martial arts skills and unique charm left a deep impression on the audience. In 1968, Bruce Lee appeared in The Bride Comes Home, a comedy. He played a scholar. This show is a light comedy set against the backdrop of the American West in the 1850s and 1860s, depicting the social landscape and character stories of that time. In the show, Bruce Lee played a delicate scholar with the surname Lin, which created a stark contrast to the martial arts master image he usually portrayed in films. Despite the character being delicate, Bruce Lee still showcased his unique charm and acting skills through his performance. In the 1969 film The Green Hornet, Bruce Lee played a mob hitman from the East. His Chinese name is Huang Hongdu. This was Bruce Lee's first role as an actor in a Hollywood film. Before this, Lee's rise in Hong Kong cinema TV series in 1970, the scenes Bruce Lee returned to Hong Kong to visit family. What he didn't expect was that the TV series The Green Hornet became a huge hit in Hong Kong. He unexpectedly gained immense popularity. Some even called him the King of Hong Kong. After participating in several variety shows, Bruce Lee's popularity skyrocketed. Through the introduction of a friend, Bruce Lee met with the executives of Shaw Brothers Studio. Director Chang Che was satisfied with his performance. Bruce Lee demanded $10,000 and Hollywood standards. Just as the collaboration was about to be finalized, problems arose. Bruce Lee requested a salary of $10,000. And he insisted on collaborating according to Hollywood standards. At that time in Hong Kong's film industry, this was undoubtedly an astronomical figure. At that time, the salaries of already famous actors like David Chiang and Derek Yee were only around 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, which made Run Run Shaw unhappy about the situation. They believed Bruce Lee was asking for an outrageous price, and both sides ended up parting ways unhappily. After the failed collaboration, Bruce Lee returned to the US in disappointment and began discussing the filming of several TV series. 6 months later, a crucial figure in Bruce Lee's career emerged, Run Run Shaw, who had just left Shaw Brothers to establish Golden Harvest. Different from Run Run Shaw's overbearing style, Chow Wen-huai's management style focuses more on giving directors and actors greater creative freedom. His sincerity moved Bruce Lee, and in the end, Bruce Lee agreed to film 2 movies for Golden Harvest with a salary of $15,000. The Big Boss was released in 1971, and it was Bruce Lee's first film after returning to Hong Kong. It sparked a viewing frenzy upon its release, and ultimately broke the box office record for Hong Kong films, reaching $319 million Hong Kong dollars. It topped the box office charts in Hong Kong that year. The filming location was chosen in a small village called Pak Chong, located in the northern part of Bangkok, Thailand. The conditions here are extremely harsh, with no modern communication facilities and a shortage of food. Besides rice, vegetables and fruits, there are no nutritious supplies available. Bruce Lee mentioned in a letter to his wife Linda that the conditions here are much worse than he had imagined, but he still insisted on filming. During the shooting process, there were multiple conflicts between the director and the actors. The initial director, Wu Jiaxiang, had already spent a week filming the action scenes with actor Tian Jun. However, due to disagreements with Bruce Lee, Robert Chow ultimately took over the directing duties. There were also multiple conflicts between Chow and Bruce Lee during the filming. But in the end, Bruce Lee's performance and martial arts skills won the audience's recognition. He served as the martial arts director and director on set. He taught the actors how to perform martial arts moves in front of the camera. He even had a fight with a foreign martial artist to ensure that the warriors acted according to his instructions. In The Way of the Dragon, released in 1972, Bruce Lee played the role of Chen Zhen, a disciple of Huo Yuanjia. The film had a first-round release and grossed 4.43 million Hong Kong dollars, breaking the record set by The Big Boss and setting a new high. The Way of the Dragon is one of Bruce Lee's signature works. Released in 1972, the film tells the story of how Huo Yuanjia, after being poisoned to death by the Japanese, was avenged by his disciple Chen Zhen. The story follows Chen Zhen as he breaks into a Japanese dojo, engages in fierce battles with Japanese masters, and ultimately avenges his enemy, restoring dignity for his country and nation. The film breaks through the traditional revenge theme of kung fu movies, elevating it to a sense of national righteousness, showcasing a strong sense of patriotism and national spirit. Notably, scenes where Chen Zhen kicks down the sign that says, "No Chinese or dogs allowed," and tears apart the sick man of East Asia
Fist of Fury,
character,
released
are
in
particularly
1972.
inspiring. In this film, Bruce Lee showcased his nunchaku skills for the first time, and the design of the fight scenes is exceptional. The new battle scenes are fierce and intense. In the end, the shot of Chen Zhen soaring into the air has become
Fist
iconic.
of Fury.
The Big Boss was released in 1972. Bruce Lee wrote, directed and starred in this film. After its release, the film ultimately grossed 5.3 million Hong Kong dollars. It broke Asian film records. This movie cemented Lee's Hong Kong status and opened Hollywood doors. Lee showed martial arts precision. It also laid the groundwork for his entry into Hollywood. Bruce Lee not only starred in the films, but also took on the roles of director and screenwriter. He demonstrated a high level of professionalism and precise control over the martial arts movements during the filming. The filming location was chosen in Rome, Italy, which added an international flair to the film. During the filming in Rome, Bruce Lee not only had to deal with complex scenes, but also collaborate with international actors. In the film, the showdown between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris is a major highlight. This fight not
The Way
only
of the
showcases
Dragon was
exceptional
released in
skills of both martial
1972.
artists, it also became a classic scene in the history of kung fu movies, with Bruce Lee's performances and martial arts displays having a profound impact on global audiences. His martial arts philosophy and practical skills garnered widespread attention internationally. In the fourth phase of Hollywood legend, Bruce Lee's international breakthrough began in 1969, when Fred Weintraub, the former vice president of Warner Brothers, wanted to plan a Chinese-style kung fu film for Bruce Lee, but the company's higher-ups rejected the idea. Later, the films Bruce Lee shot in Hong Kong, such as The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Way of the Dragon, created a sensation in Europe and America. Warner Brothers realized Bruce Lee's value and decided to cast him in Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee took the role to promote Chinese kung fu. He starred in Enter the Dragon in 1973. The film shocked the world, becoming the first Chinese-language film to go international and the highest grossing in Europe and America. Bruce Lee's influence continues, with Enter the Dragon recognized in Japan and the UK. Enter the Dragon was the first Chinese-language film to go international in 1973, becoming the most viewed in Europe and America. Bruce Lee still dominates, with Enter the Dragon leading in Japan for 36 years. In the UK, Bruce Lee holds 3 spots in the top 10 kung fu movies, with Enter the Dragon as the champion. This film made Bruce Lee the first Chinese lead actor in Hollywood. Made with $800,000, it grossed $90 million in 1973. It reached $90 million in 3 months. Bruce Lee alone occupies 3 spots, with Enter the Dragon being the champion. With this film, Bruce Lee became the first Chinese lead actor in Hollywood. The global box office for this film is also legendary. In 1973, it was made with an investment of only $800,000, yet it achieved an astonishing $90 million at the box office that same year. The global population in 1973 was only half of what it is today, and there were very few cinemas. Under these conditions, reaching a staggering $90 million in just 3 months is incredible. Do you know what $90 million at the box office meant in 1973? It's roughly equivalent to about 96 billion RMB today, or around $15 billion. In many countries abroad, Bruce Lee's films on VHS and videotapes are still treasured possessions. In fact, being a martial artist was Bruce Lee's main career, while acting was just a side job, even if it was a side job. His international achievements have yet to be surpassed by any Chinese language film to this day, whether in terms of his martial arts skills. His achievements and philosophical ideas in film are still regarded as almost godlike around the world. The movie Game of Death tells the story of action star Billy, who is betrayed. For refusing to join the evil organization, led by Dr. Land in the Macau International Fighting Championship. To take revenge, Billy secretly infiltrates Macau and defeats Land's fighters, causing his plans to fall apart. Then, Billy infiltrates the core building of Land's gang, battling enemies through a series of challenges. Game of Death is an unfinished work of Bruce Lee. As he passed away during the filming process, Golden Harvest completed this film, using footage Bruce Lee shot, with Tang Lung as the stunt double. The final fight scenes were from a film Bruce Lee shot in October 1972. In Game of Death, Bruce Lee showcases his martial arts skills, including Shaolin Qigong. Although the plot differs from Lee's original vision, the fight scenes remain thrilling, demonstrating his martial arts charisma. Game of Death is not just one of Lee's works, it embodies his martial arts philosophy and performing arts, despite the tumultuous production process. The fight scenes in the movie are thrilling. Game of Death has become a classic in Kung Fu cinema. He is also a culmination of his martial arts philosophy and performing arts. Although the process of completing the film was full of twists and turns, yet it still became a classic in Kung Fu cinema, showcasing Bruce Lee's exceptional talents as both a martial artist and an actor. In the movie Game of Death, Bruce Lee invited several martial arts experts to participate in the film. These masters not only added exciting action scenes to the movie, but also showcased the highest level of international martial arts at that time. Danny Inosanto is a Filipino-American and one of Bruce Lee's direct disciples. He is proficient in various martial arts, including Filipino martial arts and nunchaku. In Game of Death, he plays a Filipino martial arts expert. He has an amazing nunchaku duel with Bruce Lee. Jihan Jai is the head of Korean Hapkido. He is also one of Bruce Lee's friends and mentors. He plays a master of Jeet Kune Do in the movie, engaging in an exciting showdown of headlock techniques with Bruce Lee. This fight showcases the incredible skills of the master. Jabbar is a famous American basketball player. He is also a disciple of Bruce Lee, playing a giant opponent standing at 7'2" in the film Game of Death. It was a classic showdown of the small guy against the giant with Bruce Lee. This fight scene is one of the highlights of the movie. Tian Jun was a famous action star in Hong Kong during the 1970s. He learned Wing Chun from a young age and was a fellow disciple of Bruce Lee. He plays a thug in the movie and takes part in many action scenes with the participation of these martial arts masters. Not only do they make the action scenes in Game of Death even more exciting, but they also reflect Bruce Lee's influence and appeal in the international martial arts community. Bruce Lee's influence extends far beyond the realms of film and martial arts. He has become a global cultural icon. His films popularized Hong Kong Kung Fu globally. Bruce Lee's influence is everlasting. He set a standard for future martial arts films. Bruce Lee's philosophy and films inspire global fans. His brief career was short, but his legacy endures. He was a martial artist, founder of Kung Fu cinema. His name and image symbolize Chinese arts, influencing generations, but his legacy is eternal. He was not only an outstanding martial artist, but also the founder of Kung Fu cinema. His name and image have become symbols of Chinese martial arts and film, influencing generation after generation.